If you want to be successful returning serves, it's critical to have several different approaches to different types of serves. Sometimes your opponents will be hitting huge bombs and you'll be in a defensive position. Other times it's going to be neutral and you'll want to be able to hit something that's confident but consistent. And then other times you're going to get a weak shot that you need to be able to dictate and be offensive with. So here's some drills that you can do with a partner. I recommend you have your partner stand around the service line, and that accomplishes two things. Number one, Mark doesn't have to throw out his arm back at the baseline trying to hit incredible serve after incredible serve. From the service line, he can challenge me much more easily. And that's the second part of it, is from this closer position, I'm under a little bit more stress to have to really pick up the ball very quickly. And so when you go back to like a normal serve position, everything feels much easier, which is kind of cool. So let's start off with the defensive returns, which is the most fun for Mark. And my goal here is just going to be to block the ball back in play. To be successful in the defensive situation, where Mark is basically trying to hit aces, I'm starting in a continental grip, which I basically have a mindset of just blocking the ball back on either side. So you'd want to do this when preparing for a first serve, where your opponent has a big serve and they're trying to just win the point outright. I'm aiming right over the middle of the net for the biggest target possible and trying to give myself a lot of time so I can just recover and hopefully just get started in the point. The second set are neutral serves, meaning Mark doesn't have a big advantage because he's not hitting a huge booming serve, but the ball's also not just sitting there for me to attack either. And these are probably the most important ones for you to practice. Your mindset here should be to swing fully and confidently, but not trying to hit a big, huge, aggressive shot. Somewhere right in the middle of your range to get the point started is really the most important thing. If you're really tentative and tight and short, your opponent will definitely have an easier time holding serve. But if you try to smash every return and hit winners, you're going to make a lot more errors. So finding the right balance is really critical in this situation. Sometimes you'll play an opponent whose second serve, or maybe even first serve, actually gives you an opportunity to step inside the baseline and attack. And it's critical that when you get that serve, you've practiced it, you've trained it. So the keys here are, number one, keeping your feet moving after the split step and moving through the shot. And number two, making sure that you're swinging vertically and creating enough shape, aka topspin, to be consistent while you attack. If you do those two things together, keep your feet moving and shape your shot, you can make an aggressive swing and get your opponent on the defensive right away after your return of serve. In our final drill progression, Mark is actually mixing up. He's not going to tell me which is coming, the big flat bomb, the medium kind of neutral ball, or the weak short defensive shot. And so it's a big challenge for me now as a returner to try my best to read which one is coming as early and quickly as possible, which is anticipation is a huge part of being a good returner, and then responding with the appropriate either blocking it back or making a medium swing, or maybe even swinging aggressively and attacking right off the first shot. This is really kind of the X factor of being a great returner, is making that quick read, making a very quick response, and choosing the appropriate response that fits the situation. So find a fantastic partner like Mark, and you can trade off back and forth. This is fantastic training. It'll improve your return of serve dramatically, which is an incredibly important part of both singles and doubles. If you enjoyed that lesson and you'd like more, make sure to go pick up a copy of my new book, Essential Tennis, co-written by my good friend here, Joel Chasnoff. And inside this book is really the culmination of my entire coaching career, the last 20 years of working with students, helping them make breakthroughs. And this book contains the most important elements that you need at the foundation of your game, for tactics, for technique, for the mental game, for learning how to improve and self-guide. So if you're looking to break through to the next level, this is full of 38 chapters, the most important principles, as well as lots of video lessons that are connected to the book material and content, case studies. It's just incredibly, incredibly insightful and valuable. So if over the years I've brought you any value at all through my online lessons, and you'd like to help support me, then do me a favor, go to Amazon or anywhere else books are sold and go pick up a copy today.